reviewed I actually refactored the population PR from Atish and made the database connection synchronous instead of asynchronous, which was creating issues. So now it's consistent. And first I worked with Subot on the server prompt enhancement. Yeah, that's it.
Ali, Lumia.
Hey everybody. This week, I've been mostly working on like the marketing automation and figuring out what triggers do what and what's going to be most beneficial for automation for like the sales and marketing departments, and the different campaigns that we want to release in those automations. I met with Avi, Lucy, and Chin on Wednesday, and Avi helped me a lot figure out more with like automation and like email domains. And I'm also been working on my directories like outreach as well, and helping Lucy like brainstorm a little bit with like the Twitter campaign that we want to release. But we just want to make stuff like what like Lucy said, we want to make graphs more interpretable to the general public. So yeah, that's from me.
What's the next step? Yeah, on that front. And Lucy?
The next step for our Twitter campaign is, I guess, drafting up interpretable posts. We have like podcasts already, but I think the experiments that we want to run, and then just making sure that the data looks digestible for the general public. And then for automation, we're looking into new freelancers, and getting basically provide them like a task and see if they can do what we want them to do and like are capable of it, so that we can be successful with our automation. That's kind of the next step for that part as well.
Okay. Okay. I'd be curious. I know we haven't like all together with Avi kind of looked at what is this mapping. I know we have a Miro board, but I just want to align. I just I'm curious. That
But I
sounds
can put like
exciting though. Thank you.
yeah, I can put a session on like a Google Calendar so we can all like get together and look at it, and have like and also like collaborate on like more ideas for different like social platforms, like automating too.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, go on, Pablo. You're next.
We received an email to meet with LinkedIn on the 19th. That's Wednesday in a week and a half. In that meeting, we are basically closing the deal with them. They have verbally expressed that to several parties now. And so that's really exciting that we are moving to that. That's from the main decision maker. Her name is KK, over there at LinkedIn. We also have a potential, I gotta confirm with this person, but potential meeting with Eve Paulette. We have an NDA that was just signed, sent back yesterday, and she is a major influencer in the world of dairy. She works for this organization called DMI. And so a major target for us. If we close her, we can close a lot of her clients like Tyson Foods, etc. Florent, I brought you in as an option in those meetings. You are just like Avi, one of our subject matter experts. Goal is to kind of just be lurking and, present, and you're one of our influencers in the world of behavioral science. So I added you there, and I also added you to, and I'm going to follow up later today, to um, the Dairy Alliance deal that's pushing through. We have a follow-up. The ball's on their court. I think they're going to provide more data around phase 2 of the action plan. that we had discussed. So thank you for your help there. Doing a slight more outreach. I do have a blocker around Apollo.io. So I want to align on that today, and then also meeting with Michael Cambianica to get some demos on the board, do some practice runs as well, get polished so that we can go to market ASAP. So that's exciting. And then I have final reviews of the deck. I'd like to get that cleaned up and start to really, really formalize those motions. I've added my contacts to Finta. That is probably the highest priority. That'll really move the dial. And as always, support everyone on the team. So that's where I'm at.
Pablo, thank you for all of your follow-ups and driving all those deals. That's been really helpful.
Avi, your voice, man.
I know.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, although I don't think you should. I need you to be healthy at 100%, not 30.
You're probably right.
Trying to be a parent here. Okay, keep going, guys.
Sarah.
Hello. This week I applied to 4 grants. The YOP I guess I don't know if an accelerator is a grant, but the YOP Accelerator, the Catalyst, NYU, Grand Central Tech Residency Ventures, and the Future Labs NYU TAN. And then I have one more at the Google org, but I want to have somebody get another eyes on it, and I have a couple of questions because it's a very long application. Don't want to mess up. So yeah, those are my updates.
Nice. How much money were they for, the grants altogether?
I have to check. They're not listed on the applications.
What? What do you mean? It's like a
couple of them were to Google Forms, so the numbers weren't on the Google Forms. So I'm gonna Google them.
We should not apply for grants. Like we should find some margin of significance and not apply for a grant unless it's above that. Just so you're not chasing small deals.
See. Started. Yeah.
Happy Friday. So I was working with Lena this whole week. What we have already pushed to dev is the following. We started with making market share simulator more intuitive. So the first change is the following. Next to each button, there is a tooltip which explains in easy terms of what each button does. So it will be easier to guide through the market share simulator. We decided to add the same button descriptions to the rest of the dashboard as well. And there is another change in the analytics. Not that while ago, I found one of Avi's comment that said if we can polish the continuous variable ranges. So the first range, instead of having the minimum number to the first quantile, it will say less than, and the last range will say more than certain number. So yeah, that's already done. Both those changes are tested and currently are in depth. What's next? I will look into Lucy's graph. I'll try to see what we can do and what I can replicate, what we can't. So we'll have probably a session with her. Other than that, I need to come up with next steps for the market share simulator. That's what's on my plate.
Next steps as in Patrick?
So there's this ticket for the 6-month plan that says make market share simulator more intuitive. So I need to come up with like practical steps. How can I achieve that?
Tativik, feel free to set up some time with me to like brainstorm. I'm happy to help
Yeah,
with
sure.
that if you want to talk a bit about that and brainstorm.
Thank you. Thanks for the offer.
Thanks, Tatvik. Tushar?
Hi everyone. Today I was working on the new credit card integration with Stripe. So integrating that into our platform instead of just the simple checkout session one which we currently have. So I'm almost there with replacing the old one and starting from a 2-week free trial and then get billing. So was working on that, and yeah, I put in the hosted website for testing, and I was improving its performance, and I wanted a bit guidance on what to put on the pricing page. So needed to I'll talk to Pablo and Avi about that.
Why do we need to? The changes that you're making with the payments, are we gonna? Can you make sure that HubSpot is also updated with the stage changes as you're doing that?
Yeah. So nothing will change to HubSpot or Auth0. Just currently we use checkout session, but instead of that, now we will use credit card and provide a 2-week free trial and then start billing. HubSpot and Auth0 will stay updated.
Nice work. I have a couple more competitors also for you to look at for the new homepage.
Okay, sure.
I'll send them to you.
Thanks, Tushar. Atish?
So I was just doing indexes in the database to make those queries faster and also the new population. A question I had was if we have like a row with all these categories, but the user only selects like 4, do we want to include the entire row? Or is that
Yeah.
like too much? We do? Okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like age, income, gender, right? So these are the variables for which we'll have good enough values in terms of different labels.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are certain variables like number of kids in the household and whether you own a house or not, things like that, right? If we allowed those to be selected as well, then we can end up with a situation where it will be too fragmented in terms of combinations and will not have enough samples. So we generally go in the front end with 5 or 6 variables only, but the rest will just be a part of the definition.
Okay, good. And then I also made a population standardizing PR earlier that was blocked by this, so I'll also make sure that works and integrate it.
Atish, I don't remember, but at some point you had the stratified sampling code, right, for the population?
Yeah, I was just I actually saw that I think Madi made a create demographic prompt. So I guess I don't really need to look at this population thing now. So yeah, I was just going to pull my code and make sure it works and then put
No,
the PR.
but we might still need the stratified sampling.
Yeah, that exactly.
So I think the PR you made in terms of population, getting the population, that does not include that stratified sampling. So if you could add that part as well in the function,
Okay.
then that will be nice. So then we can use the stratified sampling just based on the 5 main variables that you received to get the population. So just use those 5 to do the sampling as well. Thanks. And one more question, Atish, to you.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me yes or no, but how familiar are you with, let's say, figuring out if we can get, let's say, a census data of some other countries? Is this a task which is something you can do?
I can definitely try.
Okay.
I think we had a list of data sources. I can start there, or is there somewhere else you recommend?
So here how it goes, right? So in US you have IPUMS and NHTS. So these are like two census data that is given to you by government, and they are public. So that way, literally every country will have something. We just have to figure out where it is and how to get that. So the idea is if we can at least get the data for at least some big countries in Europe, just to expand our population definition and base. So see if you can find out something. I'll also look into that.
Sure.
All right. Who's next? Hardy? Can you hear us, Hardy? Maybe not. Okay. Who's next? Michael?
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. Earlier in the week, we published a sales plan, which you can go look and check out. Basically, outlines the entire sales process and strategies. Began working on the demo and expanding to my network around outreach. So, overall, productive week.
Michael, who's next? Rupesh?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I have fixed the new trades issue. I have showed a error kind of thing if a trade already exists and doing the validation on the front end itself. I would like to go with the demo at the end, and I have raised a PR for that, and I need approval, so it should be in the dev then. And I'm also incorporating ShardCN for centralizing the components in the UI. That's all for me. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Rupesh. I don't know, Rupesh, if you heard. So in the beginning, there was some discussion about the graphs, like from what we have to what we should potentially have. See if you can sit with Tatavik and Linnea, probably in terms of if it's possible to use Vega and some other stuff to make those new looking graphs.
Okay. I missed I joined a bit late, but I will try to connect with them and go through them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't see Hardy anymore. Ambuj, I think. Yeah, I think I forgot Ambuj.
Hey guys, happy Friday. So I've been trying a couple of approaches, and starting with Subodh, the LLM that you sent me, Minimax, I tried it a couple of times with optimization. It's not going to load on a remote dev, it's pretty big. Then second, I tried Cinnamon Photomon, which Mahdi had sent to me. It's decent, but it's not there yet. It's just a RAG implementation, it's still not there yet. Thirdly, I also tested Joseph's implementation of GraphRag, which he put on the channel. It's good, but again, when you query it or ask questions of interpretation, it fails. And I was searching for more ways to do this, and then I came across this particular repo named CAG Open SPG. So I'll just put this in the chat. This is a pretty good repo. I think it adds a lot of reasoning, logical structure, semantic understanding, and it has a reasoning layer that's very good. I was actually testing this right now. I think we can use this. I was trying to run this on our experimental files where I figured out that maybe there's some issue with the structure. It's not able to accept it. But I tested it on some research papers. It's very good. It's able to reason, understand, do logical inferencing, everything. I compared F1 scores and metrics of this with traditional approaches like RAG, GraphRag, and its scores were pretty high. And GraphRag, RAG were like children in front of this. So yeah, I can show a small demo towards the end. But yeah, so yeah, I think if we can integrate this, I think yeah, this would work. Yeah, but yeah, I can show a demo.
So this will also require us to rewrite the whole analytics file into a PDF, proper like a plain English sentence, right?
I mean, it takes all the document formats, but I guess there are some empty or null values somewhere within the key value pair that's causing some issues. I'm going to try and see if I can do some basic pre-processing and see if it works. I already tried that; it wasn't working. I'm going to try some more, but if it doesn't, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, I'll show a demo for this.
Okay.
So that's all from me.
Can you? I love Ambuj that you're exploring the RAG space. That's very good. Are we able to get a demo of Gemini 2.0 answering queries over our analytics file?
Okay, sure, I'll do that as well. Yeah.
And then if we
yeah.
could, maybe this is something for Tativik. Could we find a way to get our analytics files, our PDFs, like saved in the into an artifact in weights and biases? Yeah. So that we can programmatically access those reports downstream.
The problem is, I won't say what the problem is. I'll say we will figure it out. I have to look into it deeper before saying what the problem.
A PDF might not even be the right format. You know, maybe Markdown or something. But the idea is, yeah, you get it. You get it. Ambuj, can you sit with Tativik and Linnea and show them what you're doing?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thanks, Ambuj. Okay, Hardy is back. Hardy, you back? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm back.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm working on updating the code for population traits. I'm almost there. I need to make some updates. In the hook step, we would have 3 steps. One is the user selecting the population, then we send the backend for validation. Then we will get 3 options: suggestions, original user selected traits, and 1 trait change. Yeah, then we display it in the second part. Yeah, so I'm working on this. Hopefully today will be raising a PR.
Can you give a demo of Hardy, whatever you have?
Yeah, it's not complete, but yeah, I can show.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so in who step, the user can define the age range, income range, and everything, other traits. Then it hits the validation endpoint. It takes some time at this endpoint. Yeah, and then we would have three options here: original, suggestion, and customize. We compare all three. Right now, the values are not displayed properly. I need to update it. And the changed one or highlighted with the yellow color. Uh, yeah, this is what I have right now. Then if we click, it's the existing threads.
Then nice, Hari. I think, yeah, once you make that comparison table look good, I think we are almost there.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the other traits, do you send them before this page or after this page?
send, you mean the backend? No, actually, we sent only the selected threads to the valid point. When I click here, continue, it's sending to the parent component ideation page, which is ready to be sent to along with the experiment bot. Uh, it's like this. If
Okay, so there's actually two pages, Hardy. So remember our old interface where we will have a page and people can select different things like political inclination and whatever, right? Yeah, this one. Yeah, okay, so we have it here. Okay, we can select this thing over here as well. No worries. Okay, fine. So once you do that, get that thing fixed, then yeah, you'll have to probably sit with Rupesh because he has made some changes in this page, because now you'll be able to add like a new attribute, new traits, additional ones over here. So yeah, so once you are ready with your display and all the selections in that part of the page, then we will get this one sorted as well. But good.
okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Hari. Tushar, right? Tushar had a demo. No. You hear Tushar?
Yeah, I'm here.
Am I wrong or did you had a demo? I forgot.
I didn't, but I can show something.
Okay. My bad.
Okay, I'll just go through what I have for the website currently, all the pages. So this is the starting one. Add this section. Why should you choose us? Yes. Okay. Then the about. We need to update these data. Added more experiments to the research page according to the new doc, and then I have this pricing page currently. I want to update the content here for the cards, and then put up these sections for the partnership page, and for the affiliate. Yeah, the other pages like privacy policy and terms of service are also there now. and made it responsive. It's hosted, so you can also check on your mobiles. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that is pretty much how it looks currently, and my demo. Any comments?
Looks fancy.
Yeah, looks really good.
Any suggestions, improvements? Please mention that as well in the channels
I know
or bugs.
I know Tushar, we were supposed to schedule a session to review it, and I wasn't able to make that this week. If you can schedule another session,
Yeah, sure.
I'd
I'll
like
do.
that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that was my demo. Thank you. It's
I think Avi, you and me, we forgot to give our updates. You wanna go next?
Yeah. Trying to schedule a meeting with a group called Burke, which is another consulting firm that wants to use us, and with a senior Deloitte partner. So that should be, two new deals. And kind of trying to rest and finishing up recruiting. I have like 2 or 3 recruiting calls for new sales folks for Pablo. And that's it.
All right. Last is me. So this week I've been mostly working on trying to convey the persona definition to the LLMs in the survey prompt in a much more human readable way. I don't know how many of you have actually looked at the survey prompt that we sent to LLM, where the question is asked to the LLMs. At the moment, it's literally like a very robotic way. We say like age, whatever, 20 years, education, something, some school or whatever. So we just give like a dictionary, like a key value pair in a programming term. We hoped it should have conveyed the meaning, but when maybe last a week or 2 ago, I think it was with Tatwik, when we tried to estimate the latent class model, or even before that, I had tried simply taking those traits dimensions directly into the modeling to see if we will be able to find any meaningful differences, and we could not. So then the idea for basically this, I thought, I was hoping that maybe the way we are passing the information is not really making a big difference in terms of how LLM is pretending to be a certain human. So maybe if we provided the information in a better way or some other way, it will make a difference. So now I'll give a more concrete demo on Monday, but the idea is the following. So for every dimension, like let's say age, so don't just say like your age is 24. Maybe say things like, well, let's say when evaluating the scenario, consider following aspects of your profile, like your life experience and viewpoint as someone in their 46 or 40s, whatever that. So rather than just having a single number or a single word, make it more like a sentence so that it's much more appealing and sort of really forcing it to think before answering the question. So we'll have this thing ready by Monday, and then we'll run some experiment and see whether providing the traits definition in a more expanded way really makes a difference in terms of how they give a response. And that will basically be a stepping stone in the direction of we being able to find out meaningful segmentation and latent classes down the line. So yeah, that is pretty much this week. Ambuj, I think Ambuj has a small demo.
Yeah, I'll just do a small demo. Um, okay. All right. So this is the F1 scores. If you look at the graph rag S1 scores, the hippo rag, the light rag, and if you look at the CAG, which I'm working on right now, you see there's a huge difference in this. To come back to the framework.
What is this? Wait, stop, stop. Don't use
Yep.
pronouns.
Okay.
A huge difference
Yeah.
in what?
In the F1 scores and the reasoning ability.
What does the F1 score represent?
It's the precision and the recall. It's like how well the model can predict answers. So, yeah. That's
And what experiment is this? What is this?
This is a KAG, which is built on a subject predicate generation task. I'll send the link to you. I think that'll be much easier. But the way it works is, if I show it right here, yeah. So the way this works is that the moment I ask a question, it has a very detailed reasoning process, where at every question it tries to identify entities or attributes that would enable more reasoning and get more depth about the question and the retrieve task. So over here, it prompted 3 questions in which each question it understood more about not only the context in which you're asking, but also the background of where the text was retrieved from. And then it gives a detailed answer. And this is a research paper I'm testing this on right now. And then I also asked a very open-ended question where I expected a lot of interpretability and how it could respond to questions that are left to the user. So in this, I understood that if it has less context about the question, it iterates over multiple questions like this um, to get a better idea about the question until it gets a proper output, and then it gives a really detailed answer. So I would say this approach advantage is that it is a very detailed reasoning chain. So yeah, yes, that's all for my demo. But yeah,
Did you test this on our data?
yeah. So that's the issue that I was having on our data. If you could see this, this is where I was having an issue. Blue dot means the processing failed. It's mostly because of the structure of the file. So this is where I'm getting the error in the structure of the file. Yeah. So I need to work more on the data processing of the JSON before it accepts it. So usually it should work like this, where the format is good. It should read it, split it, extract it, vectorize it, align it, and then write it. So this is how it should work. So, yeah.
Can you try the naive approach of just loading the PDFs into Gemini 2.0?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll try that. So yeah, so that's all for the time.
But for every page, right, in the Market Simulator tab, you can download that as a PDF directly, right?
Yeah.
So just download a PDF, whichever tab you go to. Let's say the very first tab, okay? You will have a mixture of text and pictures. Then literally feed that PDF to your pipeline, right? Because then there should not be any issue. And then query, and then just ask the question. Because if that works out, then we need not rewrite the entire analytics file. We will do somehow put all the single tab PDFs into one consolidated, put it somewhere in 1 DB, which you should be able to access it. So try this way, see if all your questions are answered. If it works out, then our life will be very simple.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll just try that. Yeah. That's all for me.
And I think we are good then. And we are almost on time, 5:34.
I have a
Yeah, Mari.
question. Okay, so Avi, here's the question. To integrate GPT researcher, I'm planning this, and I am half there. So when we get the Y prompt in the API, we run the experiment. At the same time, we get that Y prompt and do a research on it. And once the GPT researcher did the research, it gives us a report, which is some like a detailed report, images, and sources, all those things. So I wanted to store that report in a file and put that file in 1DB alongside with other files in 1DB. Then when the user goes to the collaboratory in the UI, front-end query the backend to get the file and put that in the collaboratory, which they can see the report from GPT researcher. Is this approach what you want?
Yeah, I think that's a good first approximation.
Okay, so yeah, this is I have tried with it's integrating directly in our backend, and also I tried the standalone application which has the front end, but that needs deployment, and it's also representing in the UI, so it's not that flexible. So I think the way that I described is better. So so you confirm this. I continue this, but I need API key of Travely, which do the search on the web. So it needs an API key.
What's the product called?
I send the link in the chat. I used the free one, so it might finish. So I thought it's better to have one that should not finish.
What? Say that again. You need a Tavily key.
I mean,
is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Got it. I'll get that for you today.
Thank you.
That's all we need for that to work.
Yes, that's all. And here's one thing. We discussed this. Line also wanted to get GPT Researcher up and running. I can make that as an endpoint, so and the analytics can access, or they can get the report file from Bits and Bias. These are the two options.
Say that again. Sorry.
So the first option is they get the report, the research report from research report file from 1DB. Same as frontend gets it. The second option, I make the research as an endpoint, so we can enter a query or Y prompt and it researches and give the results.
I don't like the idea of making new endpoints all the time. I want to have as few kind of endpoints as possible. I mean, this is just a proof of concept for now.
Okay.
Were you able to get it running?
Yes, I did.
And do you like the results?
Yes, I got results.
Interesting. Yeah, because I'm wondering if Ombuj is able to get Gemini loaded, if we load up our results and just this GPT researcher results, if that could create a nice experience for a user. Where do you want me to put this key?
In Doppler.
In Doppler.
Just name it. I will send the name.
Okay, I'm putting it in there now.
Just give me a second. Name it this.
Okay, that'll be done in 5 minutes. You want it in each environment?
Put on all environments. 3 environments. Dev, test, and prod.
Okay, fine. Yes, sir. Okay, that's done. Guys, I really want to see a lot more like working together. Like a lot of you guys are working on things in silos. You know, please work together. We're trying to create a more kind of interpretable set of results. One of the pieces of feedback we've gotten is that, you know, it's hard to understand what the results are. It's hard to understand what the next best actions are. So, you know, a lot of the work with the GPT researcher and Gemini 2.0 is should allow us to create an agent which can interpret the results a little bit better. But yeah, it's really good progress. I'm sorry about my voice again. But I like seeing everybody work together. That's all I got.
All right then, I think we are good for the day. Bye then.
Bye guys.